appreciate your sharing this story to bring our friend Nupun into the community here. Someone like that family knows the source. Knows the source. Now, what source of what? And often we think the source being something or some process beyond me, beyond my time. And that could be true as well. But the source exists within the human will. If I'm willing, if I can make myself willing, I can become the source. Because that is what the source wants of us, willingness. If I withhold, the source dies. Or it becomes diminished. If I will, the source becomes abundant. And it moves from invisibility to visibility. From spirit to matter. And if we're really, 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 really willing, we will create out of nothing the way the source does. Matter comes from nothing. Light molds itself through a three-dimensional vertex into matter, and matter becomes a storage reservoir of light, free energy. So abundance becomes something. For the moment that we could acknowledge the sacredness of that thing and bring into our inner life the sacred that is in the thing. The thing itself is a transmitter of the power that we are to experience from the source. But I'm not to grasp on the thing. I'm to dissolve the thing with my awareness and experience in my awareness what the thing brings to me. Matter brings gifts to us. But we have to take the gift out of it, receive the gift out of it. Everything that physically exists is teaching us how to participate in creation. But we only know creation if we know our will. And we're trapped in a civilization that has taken away our will, collectively, over centuries. How? By taking away the power of the authority to create out of nothing. We've inherited a cultural world of things, and everything appears finished. Nature, culture, and we only see scarcity. And if we see scarcity, we have to say, this is mine, because there's not enough to share. But that's just our perception of the world. The world remains in beginning. Everything still is connected to the source. Everything. Even the toxic waste is still connected to the source. But we are the ones who have to make that toxic waste sacred again. By extracting out of it our failures, our disappointments, our wounds, taking this stuff back and transforming it, putting it back into our willingness. Are we willing to take out of this world what we put into it? The first gift is give the world back to Genesis. Give the world back to the gods. Our age is about giving this world back to spirit, to the degree that spirit could inhabit it again and bring back abundance. We cannot create abundance with things. It's not possible. There are no amount of things that will generate abundance. No amount of money will ever generate abundance. Abundance is connection to the source. And what it does, it allows us to evolve our own generosity to the future. There is one word in our cultural age that is so powerful that only 12 people, at least 12, use it and understand it and exercise the power of this one word. And that word is fiat. You know the word fiat?
Fiat.
Yes.
It means to speak something into existence.
In the books of Genesis, God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. That's fiat. And we've always asked, how is money created? And some of us, some years ago, sitting in conversation about the exploration of futures of money, and this question was asked, how is money created? And people talk about all the mechanisms and the trades, and they said, no, only a few people have the authority to say, let there be money. Just that word. Let there be money. And it's created. And everyone else of us have to work, steal or borrow to get the money. We don't have the power in our speech to say, let there be money. And it comes into being. Now, this is a thing. As much as we want to change the world, we don't want to accept that to be true. You know, I've heard economists saying, that's not true. And I'm saying, go trace the source of your money, and you will come to find the people who don't need money. Their word is so powerful that they don't use money for anything. They don't see the need for money. They see the need for us to remain unconscious about the source of money. If we remain unconscious about the source of money, we will be in debt all the rest of our life. We will be so disempowered that no agreement can change the conditions of our world. Because this one thing controls our global reality. But it's taken from the idea of the gods, who have the authority to say, let there be something, and it's created out of nothing. Money is our collective belief that someone else's word has more power over our lives and future. That we reassign our will to live in that existence without questioning the source of that authority. The first gift is for us to recover our will and the word and the agreements of that power to reassign our wealth back into our collective consciousness. It is not a thing. It is an inner decision that you are and I together represent the field in which the gods participate in creation and exercise their gift to our mutual love for our futures, that we no longer live with the dependency of something that is scarce. It is not a new system. It is not a new idea. It's actually an old idea that we are recovering. The power of language, the power of light, the power of love, the powers of mutual agreement. When a human relationship is formed, like a man and a woman, a child can come into the world. When a relationship is formed for love, futures can come into the world. It is not that we have to have a different idea. We have to have reverence for what the human being has in each of our lives. The kind of reverence that the story says. If the guest comes, God comes with them. If the child comes into the world, the future comes with them. If we speak the truth, light comes into the world again. And the truth is, we need each other to change the world, to heal the world, to bring abundance into the world. We don't need more money. We need each other's word. And then what happens? We begin to remember the power to participate in Genesis. Because the world is not finished. It will never be finished. It remains in beginning. And the beginning is the power of our intentions to utilize our will to contribute what the will can give in our age, and do this great work. The U.S. Secret Service says this about the U.S. dollar and the U.S. economy and the U.S. empire, that the greatest risk to national security is not terrorism, is whether we believe the money is real or not. The greatest risk is whether we believe the money, the currency, is real or not. If we think it's not real, the empire collapses. This is the biggest national security threat of our age. Not nuclear war, not terrorism, but the global belief that someone else's authority have more power over our lives. And that's why we have to host the Spirit in each of us. Regardless of what we have to share it, because that is our abundance. And if we have nothing, share that as well.